Hello and welcome to Win-Win Women. Love brand you on Win-Win Women. I'm Sam Rafis, your host for this metaphysical show focused on faith and inspiration for you to succeed in all areas of your life. And as we do each week, we start out with our Love Brand You prayer. So if you would like to relax, just drop your shoulders, sink into your chair, take a deep breath, whatever you can do to let yourselves hear these words and take them into your heart. My God source loves me no matter what. I am always lovable and give myself compassion for everything I've ever done or not done. Love heals me more quickly than self-judgment. I choose love now for me and for everyone in my life. For this I give thanks. I let it be so, and so it is. Amen. You know, I say that prayer every week, and it seems to sink in and mean more to me every week as I repeat these words. So hopefully it is doing the same for you, for those of you that are tuning in with me regularly. And if you are, you know that this month is all focused on health. So a couple of weeks ago, you'll remember that I talked about immune health, the 5 key steps for immune health. Well, today I am talking about holistic health and weight loss. So before I do this, I do have to read you this disclaimer. So the entire contents of this presentation are based upon my training, experience, and opinions as a certified holistic nutrition consultant. The information is not intended as medical advice, nor is it intended to replace the care of your qualified healthcare professional. As always, consult with your primary care physician or licensed healthcare provider for all diagnosis and treatment of any diseases or conditions, for medications or medical advice, as well as before changing your diet and lifestyle. And when I'm working with clients, I always go over with them as well, that working with a certified holistic nutrition professional, it is a relationship that we do together. However, for this show, I am going to share with you my 10 tips that I share with everyone. And this is based upon my holistic nutrition practice, because most of the women that have come to see me over the years tend to want help with weight loss. So I always say I don't do diets, but I do guide women how to change their diet and lifestyle to reach their goals. So today I'll share these 10 tips, and then at the end, I will give you what I consider are the 3 that are most important to start off with if you're wanting those action steps to take away. So let's get started. Number 1, and you're probably not surprised, but I am going to talk about water. So your body's 60% water. It's critical for the performance of all your cellular functions. And if you're dehydrated, you lose concentration, your joints get achy, you can feel cranky, you can hold on to toxins, you can feel constipated, you get more wrinkles, and you age faster when your skin is that dehydrated. So you need to be well hydrated for this and many other reasons. And the number 1 that we're talking about here today, weight loss, you need to get enough water, because you cannot lose weight if you're not drinking enough water. And it's interesting when I have clients that do, clients think they're drinking more water than they are. So I get them to track their water. And then 2, they are surprised at what a difference that the increase in water can make. So have plenty of pure filtered tap water. And the reason that I say filtered tap water versus bottled water is because the bottled water industry isn't necessarily regulated. So you don't necessarily know what type of quality your bottled water has. So if you're drinking a filtered tap water, then you can filter out those toxic chemicals. I've just got a note here. The toxic cocktail of chemical pollutants in our water supply, and I'm in Canada, but it applies to Canada, the US, and other parts of the world. Included in our water is arsenic, lead, perchlorate, which is a rocket fuel chemical, and then PFAs. PFAs are those, PFA is short for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. And really, those are substances that are a lot in water repellents, in some of our carpets, in our furniture. Anyway, I could go on and on, but I'll leave that to when I get to talking more about toxins later on. So drink a minimum of 10 glasses of water a day, more if you need it. It really, you have to figure out how much water your body actually needs. And I always say, wake up, drink 2 glasses of water when you first get up to rehydrate your body when you get up. And where's number 2? Okay, number 2 is eat your foods whole. So when I'm talking about whole foods, I'm talking about your vegetables and your fruit. These are your number 1 way to improve your health and reduce the risk of your chronic diseases like cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and obesity, is by eating fruits and vegetables. It's your way to combat a lot of that, because your body cannot make or store water-soluble vitamins that come from your vegetables and your fruit. So you have to eat a lot of those vegetables and fruits to get those nutrients that your body needs. And I often say to my clients as well, try to eat as much organic as you can, because it reduces the toxic load. And then on the other side of that, there is, if you go to ewg.org, which stands for Environmental Working Group, they have those lists that they create every year, and they update it. And for years now, a lot of them have been the same on the list, but they have what they call the Dirty 12, which is the fruits and vegetables that have the most pesticides residue on them. So often I will guide my clients to at least take that list of the Dirty 12, and if you can, get those organic. Then there's what they call the Clean 15, and these are the fruits and vegetables that have the least pesticides on them. So I just tell clients to use those as a guideline, because that way you can look at your grocery budget and you can decide where to spend your money according to those lists. And the other thing that I just want you to think about, because I do have, I have my clients saying to me, well, organic is more expensive, and, I'm not sure that I can do that. And what I come back to that with is, you can spend your money on a higher quality product and not have those toxins enter your body, or you can spend it on the other side, spending money on trying to get rid of those toxins. So again, I'm not saying that it has to be that way. It's just a different way to think of it, because sometimes we have to have either a supplement or something else that has to be introduced into your diet and lifestyle that has to get rid of those toxins. So it really is up to you where you want to spend your money. However, I'm a big proponent of those 12, where I really do look to get those organic. 3 is your high quality protein and dairy. So for good health and weight loss, buy the best quality dairy and protein that you can. And when you purchase those high quality and eat it less often, um, because we don't need as much animal protein as we think. In North America, most of us eat too much animal protein. And I know people don't want to hear that. However, it is the truth. We overeat meat and dairy. So again, when I'm working with individuals to help them lose weight, then I'm getting them to at least lower the toxic load. And I shouldn't say toxic, but we get an overload of animal protein, and animal protein is hard to digest, especially if you're already carrying too much weight or you're having any digestive issues, and then you're adding foods that are too hard to digest. So there's two things with it. If you eat a higher quality protein, it's not filled with other fillers or toxins, and it's not as hard on your body. So aim for 2 to 3 servings. I know it's hard to get down to that, but aim for 2 or 3 servings of a high quality protein, and think of it as the size of a deck of cards. And I know some people I start working with, they're saying, I'm only going to eat that little of protein. And really, we don't, unless you're a high quality, high performing athlete that is working out every day and needs all of that protein to build and maintain muscle. Those of us that are on a different, maintenance way of lifestyle and health, then we don't need as much of that animal protein. So look for your free range or wild sources. Those are good. Look for your the less saturated fat meats. Look for game meats. Those are always good. And if you want more suggestions or you want to reach out, just go ahead and do that. But I can help you with some more of those choices for what sources of protein. And the other thing to keep in mind too is to eat high quality fish. So your fatty fish that, again, is not farmed. You want to make sure that it is wild caught fish. So those are good sources of protein. And of course, your eggs. What else can I say? Those are good sources of protein. And if you're eating dairy, just again, high quality dairy. And I'm also a proponent of organic dairy. It just carries less for your body to deal with. And active culture milk products, and those are like your kefirs, your high quality yogurts. And yogurts, when I used to teach nutrition classes, I used to say I could do a whole class on the different quality of yogurts. So read your labels and look for the ones that are just those active cultures and they are not full of sugar. So let's see, where am I at? Number 4, your alternative proteins. So I already said, limit your animal proteins, but we still need to get protein. So alternative proteins are like your beans, your legumes, your lentils, your brown rice, your wild rice, quinoa. Spirulina is it's a green, it almost looks like LJ, and some people like it, some people don't, but it's something that you can add into foods. You can put it in a smoothie. It is a high quality vegetarian source of protein. And nuts and seeds, of course, good raw nuts and seeds. And they are also, all of these alternative proteins are also excellent sources of fiber, and they have a low glycemic load, which just means it keeps your blood sugar more even, and you're not having those blood sugar spikes, and you're not feeling as hungry as often. Number 5, I talked about this in immune health too, because essential fats, so EFAs, are so important. And reasons: 1, we get too many vegetable oils, we get too many trans fats, we get too many of the wrong type of oils. And essential fats means that they are essential to our body and we don't make them. So if we don't get them from our diet, then that puts our body balance off, and it makes it harder to lose weight. And I know people are like, oh, I want to lose fat, so I'm going to go low fat. And actually, it's counterproductive. So you need good fats to lose fat. So essential fatty acids are not made by the body. They need to come from our diet. Every cell, tissue, gland, organ is dependent on essential fatty acid. Your brain needs that fatty acid to work. Degenerative diseases like arthritis, you can be more protected from when you have your proper essential fatty acids. Like I said, they boost your brain function, they increase your athletic performance, your stamina, your energy, they make your skin soft, and they reduce inflammation, which is really important for lots of us. Nowadays, a lot of people are dealing with a lot of inflammation. And what you want to know about, because this is about weight loss, essential fatty acids do help you burn fat. And so again, they help you lose weight. Number 6, let's see. So this is where, again, some of the things I say don't seem, that it's out there normally. However, this, like I said, this is based on my experience. This is based on what I do for myself. This is based on working with, I don't know how many clients over the years and teaching how many nutrition classes. Eat less and only when you're hungry. This is what I say to people. And I know people hear different things, that, they should be eating 3 meals a day and X number of snacks and follow this diet. And what I try to get individuals to do is to really just listen to your body. We were born that way, all of us. If we were left to follow our own hunger cues as we were kids, I mean, the good foods have to be available. But if we allowed ourselves to choose what we want to eat, when we wanted to eat it, and followed that path our whole life, all of us would be likely healthier than we are. And that is my hypothesis. Because when we eat to our body's cravings, and this is not cravings as far as junk food or snack foods or what we learn to eat. It's when we feed our body those healthy nutrients, like I said, those whole foods, those good quality proteins, our body will naturally crave those. The only reason that we crave a lot of junk food or a lot of the wrong foods is because our body is so depleted with the nutrients we need. And again, I could go on and on about that. But back to why I say, eat less and only when you're hungry. Because you're retraining your body to really teach yourself, when I'm hungry, I will eat. And then when you're hungry, choose your healthiest option in that moment. What is it that you're going to like? And no, it's not a donut, or it's not like, you may think you crave that, but if you eat that, you're not satisfying what your body really wants. So I always say to my clients, figure out in that moment what you can eat that is the healthiest, whether it's a bowl of berries, or whether it is an egg, whether it is a steak, whatever it is. Start training your body to eat what you really want, and stop the moment that you feel full. And this means, again, eat slowly, chew your food, and it doesn't matter what's on your plate. As soon as you have even a twinkling, or an inkling, I should say, of, you know what, I think I'm full, put your fork down, stop, go do something else, leave your plate, walk away, get up, do something else, and give yourself some time. And usually you won't want to eat anything else, because your body will signal that it's full. So it's really just retraining yourself that some of these ways that we've taught ourselves to eat, I'm just getting people to think differently about it. So stop when you're feeling full. That helps better digestion. And interestingly enough, when I was teaching for a school program, And of course, I'm teaching, anywhere from kindergarten to grade 9, and they'd have parent volunteers, and I used to do this little quiz for the kids, and 90% of the one of the moms raised her hand and she said, you had in the quiz that if your child is hungry, should you feed them a hot dog at the hockey rink or let them go hungry? And she said, I was surprised that you said, it's okay for them to go hungry. And the reason is there is always bits of food in our system. And in North America, none of us are really going to go hungry for long. There's always going to be something to eat. And it is actually healthier for our body to feel a little bit of tinge and go a longer time period with hunger, and it will go around our body. And those little Pac-Man, that old game where you'd see the Pac-Man eating things in the game. That's what I always think to imagine in your body, that if your body is really hungry, it will start looking for what's left over. And the reason I would say that to parents is because you get home and you usually will eat something healthier. And of course, I'm a big proponent, if you're taking your kids to the hockey rink or if you're taking your kids to any other activities, pack healthy snacks. So that's also on the flip side of it. So I'm an advocate for making sure that I'm fueled up and I have healthy snacks with me. However, if I'm caught and I don't have anything healthy to eat, I know that eating something that is empty of calories is not going to be good for my body, because I know I just don't eat that way. So I encourage others to start to try that. And again, remember I talked at the beginning that this is my opinion, and I'm not talking about people with health conditions. So this is, I'm talking to women that are not in any big health condition. There might be something like type 2 diabetes that we have to look at. But if anybody has diabetes where there's insulin involved or anything, of course, you have to have a more scheduled, stricter diet and eating plan. I am talking in general, if you are a relatively healthy person with no severe underlying health conditions, that it is okay to go hungry for a while. Okay, now we're up to number 7, limit the junk food. So I think you knew that was coming. And I just want to read you this quote from Dr. Russell Blaylock. He is a retired neurosurgeon, and he's the author of Health and Nutrition Secrets That Can Save Your Life, Harness Your Body's Natural Healing Powers. So when he talks about anti-nutrients like your additives, your preservatives, your artificial sweeteners, he says, you need to abstain from all of these. Aspartame is not a necessary nutrient, and neither is MSG. The weight of the evidence is overwhelming. If you want to avoid obesity, metabolic syndrome, neurodegenerative disease, and cancer, and if you don't want to make your cancer more aggressive, then you need to stay away from these products. And I have that quote because I agree with him. I agree with him that the more we can keep these products out of our system, that overall our body is healthier. And again, other anti-nutrients to limit include your white sugar, your white flour, your trans fats, your hydrogenated fats, your alcohol, tobacco. Any of these are, again, limit them to the extent that you can. And look for alternatives that are natural. So your raw honey, your blackstrap molasses, your real maple syrup, those types of ingredients, and look for, make some your own. I have recipes for all of these things that I've made over the years, especially when my kids were little. I did cook a lot more healthier snacks, but now that they're older, and they eat fairly healthy themselves, but I can honestly say I don't make as much of this now. But as I was teaching them, hopefully, to eat healthy as I was raising them, it was really important to me to make as many homemade treats as I could, so that they didn't feel deprived from eating too much of the packaged goods. Okay, number 8, And again, I referenced this in immune health a couple of weeks ago too. And just to make sure you're getting that activity and exercise every day, whether it's a walk, get outside in the fresh air, play with your kids, whatever exercise you like is what you should be doing. Because when it comes to holistic health and weight loss, part of it is really enjoying what you do. With my clients, whenever I'm working with anyone, I am always saying, do what you love. I don't want anyone doing it because, oh, I need to do this to lose weight. If you're not happy doing an activity, then you either have to figure out a way to like it or exchange it for something else that you like. So from a holistic perspective, which is that by body, mind, spirit connection, it's really important to have that feeling of self-love. And that's why I do that prayer at the beginning of every show too, because this show is about loving yourself and transforming from the inside out. So number 9, sleep, rest, and relaxation. And I've got another bit that I want to read here from, according to the National Sleep Foundation, not getting enough sleep can lead to higher insulin levels and greater body fat storage. In addition, it can cause the body to crave carbohydrates while the levels of growth hormones are reduced, a protein that helps regulate the body's proportions of fat and muscle. And not getting enough sleep can also lead to insulin resistance and contribute to increased risk of diabetes. It can increase blood pressure and the risk of heart disease. So I was tuning into a nutritional webinar. I like to keep up on the newest information, and the naturopathic doctor that was leading that session, her newest finding was that even say you normally get 7 or 8 hours of sleep a night, and I'm always a proponent for 8 or more. And if you are wanting to really be serious about weight loss, 9 hours of sleep a night. And I know women tell me I can't possibly do that. I've got too much to do. And I always encourage them. I always say, try it for a week, see if you can do it, then try it for 2, try it on, and you will be surprised at the extra sleep. Anyway, back to Dr. Reed, when she was talking in that session, that even one night of missing an hour of sleep can reset your clock, internal clock, to start changing your body, what's happening within your body. You're not detoxing enough. It can throw off your sleep rhythm. It can impair your body processes. And it's amazing what the difference in, sleep has to do with weight loss. So anyway, I encourage you to get enough sleep. Number 10, you have to reduce and eliminate toxins, because toxins cause rebound weight gain. And there are so many toxins that are in our air, in our water, that if you are not reducing those toxins, then you are literally, you lose the weight, but you still have the toxins. So you rebound and gain the weight again. So those are my 10 tips. And I said at the beginning that I would tell you my top 3 that I think that you should start out with. So again, water, always got to get enough water. Vegetables, eat enough, eat as many as you can. Especially your body it's really hard for your body to OD or overdrive on vegetables. So get a lot of vegetables. And then number 3, have to stop eating those fake foods, so those artificial sweeteners. And my advice always is, if nature made it, eat it. If nature didn't make it and you read a label and you can't understand what the word is, you can't pronounce it, you're not sure what it is, then it's better off that it doesn't go in your body. Because if you can't pronounce it, your body doesn't know what it is either. So I always say, fake foods, your body stores those chemicals in your fat cells. So there's a difference between natural foods, your body knows how to digest and break that down, but the fake foods, your body stores that as fat. So hopefully you have gotten some valuable information on those 10 tips for holistic health and weight loss. And if you would like to find out more and connect with me on your own weight loss questions or journey, then just go to lovebrandyou.com and click on my contact form and send me a message there, and I will be happy to connect with you in and connect with you on whatever questions you have on that, and we can take it from there. So for today, I thank you for joining me here on Love Brand You, and I will leave, as I always do, with our closing affirmation. So for our health purposes, in the perfect mind of the universe, my body is in complete and perfect health already. For this I give thanks, and so it is. Amen.